I really believe in that phrase that we protect only what we understand, and we love only what we understand.
And we can't fix our environment or take care of our world if we're not cultivating people to care.
If we hope to raise an educated population, and we hope to raise engaged citizens, we hope to raise people who want to invest back in their natural areas, it has to come from a place of love and passion.
Ultimately, we really want to understand how we can better help the people in our community love nature, know about nature, want to care for nature.
Five senses are the first thing I think about, and so things you can smell, touch, taste, it's just how you're really immersing yourself in the experience of nature.
Right now, I'm listening and I'm hearing the birds and I'm hearing the cars that are in the background, and I'm feeling the way that the mud and the substrate feels under my feet. And I can feel the small wafts of wind come towards me, mostly from this direction. And I see the mosquitoes and the other bugs that are flying up and around our faces.
I hike with my naturalist friends, and sometimes it takes us, an hour to go a half a mile because there's new plants on the trail, and oh, look at that. And we saw the toadlets emerging from their winter hidey holes, and it's really, really cool.
It's probably beyond your five senses, because connecting also means that you're understanding it somehow.
It's almost a spiritual experience, I would call it. As soon as I get out in nature and I start to hear the birds and I start to hear smell the dampness of the forest, I start to feel that connectedness to something greater than myself. So I think that connectedness is what I experience most in nature.
The ability to quickly just leave the city behind me, cross that bridge, get into the park, put on my running shoes and go. It's just an incredible way to connect with the natural world and recharge the batteries, and running it's kind of my church.
The trees make me feel smaller. The ocean makes me feel like a grain of sand, and I feel connected to it. So I want that for other people.
I think connection to nature is just something that we kind of crave innately, and I think especially when we take kids out, even kids who've never been out there, when they get out there, they love it. Just kind of immediately they love it.
I felt a personal connection of just really loving and enjoying the outdoors, and the more I learned about it, and I just felt it was really interesting and just wanted to share that with other people, and to do it in a way that gives them kind of that, oh cool, nature is really awesome and it's really exciting and I want to know more about it. It was just really exciting for me to be able to be a part of that, and it's just kind of what I've done throughout my career.
I bring my students into nature as much as possible.
I'm lucky enough that that's my job.
The more that I can talk to people and help them understand, what's going on around them and what the importance of our natural areas are, then I feel like I'm creating a new generation of people that are also going to replace me in my job or go out there and make more jobs and protect the environment.
Probably the best thing we can do is to work ourselves out of a job. If we can do that and have other people take on our role to move forward, it'll take it better directions than what we can think of. I think there are certain opportunities in this field that you can't say no to, and this is one of them.
We think that there are upwards of 300 conservation education providers in the entire metro and Intertwine region.
We don't even know what everyone else is doing, and people end up competing a lot, competing for limited dollars. So I guess one of my biggest hopes is that through this council we could help to encourage more partnerships and collaborations among sort of your typical providers, but then even broader than those typical conservation ed, environmental ed providers into community stakeholders, and create more partnership and use those partnerships to create a bigger voice for what we're all trying to do.
Even in outdoor environmental mecca like the Portland area, we're still fighting every year to fund outdoor school, and we're still trying to find different ways to get youth and other folks into nature and absorb with nature.
There are a lot of exciting projects that are happening, maybe not in sync, and this is an opportunity for people to join forces, to join resources and ideas to make for greater meaningful projects. And as a result, we can potentially and hopefully reach out to a larger audience.
Our organization is pretty small. We have 3 staff, and sometimes that can be sort of a barrier to getting as many things done as you want. But it also really drives home the value of partnerships. I think the Conservation Education Council is a great way for all of us to pool our resources and really make a landscape scale change on the environment.
In Oregon, there's top-down connections that are made. There's bottom-up too, and the council is almost, to me, is in the middle, where we're working with top-down policy decision makers, but also bottom-up, these people who are trying to do the work in the field like we are here. I think that group has that potential to bring in all those resources.
There are so many opportunities to connect the dots and connect the providers and create more support for what we're all trying to do. And I adamantly believe that we can accomplish more by working together than we can apart.
I'm really looking forward to see where this takes us in the future, the collaboration and how we can help develop a network where we really are seeing the benefit of us all connecting.
It feels in many ways like our work is still just beginning, but as we continue to engage new groups, individuals, I think that work will take on greater meaning.
We hear sometimes with different grant applications and things like that, restoration is a high priority, or acquiring land is a high priority, and maybe education outreach, not so much. But without the education and outreach, you don't have the landowners that want to do those restoration projects.
If we don't help make those connections to the outdoors, we won't have people who want to be in the outdoors or won't have people who can steward them.
I feel very committed to the Conservation Education Council because I'm hoping that it helps elevate the way that people in our region understand our connection with nature.